Welcome to the Dr. Kachmann Wellness Talk today. I hope you've watched some of our other posts. And this is a very interesting little conversation today. Years ago, the first book that I've written about 20 now, you can get them on Amazon, is called The Call of Life. The Call of Life. And at that time, I was part of a lot of anti-violence marches, for example, in the city. Unfortunately, we still have some of these problems. But this book is about a lot more than that. I wrote was called The 20 Prescriptions That Lead to a Good Life. So it's about everything. It's about proper eating, making friends, socialization, just to be a person or have a child that really enjoys their life on earth. The Unity Performing Arts Choir, a choir of 60 children in the city that sing, they performed last Sunday, matter of fact, have these memorized. And these were repeated publicly on stage by a young 6-year-old boy. Yeah, it was quite impressive. They're also written on a statue, Hector Garcia statue in front of the Criminal Justice Building for Children on Weld Street. If you ever want to read them there on a beautiful day, sit down on the bench with flowers and read them. It's interesting. So let me review a few of them. I can't make it through all the 20, but a good way to start the year. Treat others as you would like to be treated. That's a good start, you know. To have a friend, be a friend. And sometimes we not like the other person, but still treat them well. It may change them because you're such a nice person, okay? Next one is be honest, okay? Do not lie, cheat, or steal. Make your word your bond. When people say that about you, it's a wonderful thing. Remember J. Edgar Hoover years ago said, there's one thing he found in every criminal he ever met, they're all liars. So even a little bit of lying is not a good thing. We read about in the paper all the time, maybe even heads of government are lying to us. Very unfortunate thing. So be honest. Don't lie, cheat, or steal. It's not worth it. Treat life with care. Avoid risky behavior. This is, I think, very important. I told my neighbor down the street years ago not to get in the rough and fix things like I seen him doing. He was an attorney, but he didn't listen to me, and he fell off of there, and then 9 months he's got a big cast on his leg. Fortunately, he survived. The other things we do that are risky, drinking too much or driving too fast. And some people have it almost in the genetics. They just speed, and they dive in shallow places, and they cliff climb and things. That's not for everybody. That's risky behavior. Some risks you got to take, okay? So practice showing respect for authority, parents, teachers, police, and government. I think that's a big one. You know, you meet a police officer, say, sir or ma'am. I think it's a great habit. Some countries, they do it. In Sweden, they say, officer, sir, officer, ma'am. You know, the policemen do the same thing, though. He calls citizens, so no matter what they did, that's a point to that. You know, if we approached people like that, maybe we wouldn't be inclined to pull that gun or do something nasty. So, and you might not even agree with a teacher or with something did to you. You can always complain later. But at the moment, show them respect of office. I think it would be a good habit. Don't let physical or mental abuse go unnoticed. That's a big one. That if you see someone abusing in the family, the children or the husband or the wife, you got to let somebody know, because the next time you may find they're injured or they're dead. I've seen it as a neurosurgeon many times. So report abuse, because if you don't, you're as guilty as the person who did it almost, okay? Okay, so there's a big one. Read a book regularly. Well, no one's going to tell me that, because I'm reading 5 books at once, 10 pages a day. I get up early, and 1,200 books in my basement. But I tell you, a lot of people can afford to take a trip, for example. But you can take a trip by reading a book about another country. You're traveling, yeah. Reading books is a great habit. Now they have e-books, and I show them respect, but you notice regular books are coming back, though. I like underlying things. I like turning pages. I realize you can earmark them. So whatever you prefer, and your knowledge builds. With 1,200 books in my basement, many of which I've read a number of times because of TV shows I have, there's no question my knowledge is extensive. It's extensive, and it's a joy in my life. Okay, be tolerant of other beliefs. You know, if they did that in the world, then maybe we wouldn't have all these wars. Okay, I always respect the religion of the person I'm talking to, no matter what their religion is. Okay, and I expect them to show respect for me. I don't try to change the world to make everybody of my religion. I think we should respect all religion. To have some spirituality is a good thing. We all could use some faith, okay? That's a good thing. Express honor, love, and respect for your family. No matter how you're treated at home, show them respect. You can always complain later. If you abuse, you should tell somebody, but show them respect. They're, I think, less likely to harm you and to love you. Make a commitment to continue education throughout your life. Even at my tender age, 39, for the 42nd time, I love to go to college. Actually, I do take courses here and there, read books regularly. I think, and maybe specialize in certain areas. Like right now, I'm studying a lot about astronomy. I know a lot about the mind-body connection and health. So it makes you more interesting to speak to, and makes you a lot smarter. People who, for example, who do read a lot, or for example, much less likely to have memory loss as they get older. Okay, so avoid violence, practice nonviolence, support peace. Wherever I can, I'm part of peace marches, and I don't support wars unless they're to save a country. So celebrate our differences, sex, race, background, appearance, and disabilities. I think it's a wonderful thing. I, for example, sponsor a wheelchair tennis tournament. Everybody's in a wheelchair. You know what's interesting thing is I found out after taking pictures of them with me, which I placed in my office as a collage, almost all were employed. Isn't that interesting? Wheelchair bound, but they get regular jobs. And so I respect them, show them they're God's creation. Okay, so I think that's a big one. So seek knowledge, wisdom, good character, pursue excellence. Keep on studying, keep on practicing it. No matter what age you are, it makes life a lot more enjoyable. And the last one, I won't go through all 20, but the last one here, do not abuse your body, avoid tobacco, alcohol, drugs, marijuana, which is taking over the state almost, in other states. So don't, because they harm your body, they harm your brain. Your children will watch this behavior. Your pets may even be affected. Yeah. So in summary, I'd like you to maybe read this book, get a copy of my 20 prescriptions, have it available for the children, maybe post them in the home, maybe teach them in the schools, and we'll all be better for it. And respects all religions. That's the reason I wrote my own, so we don't have to worry about religious conflicts. And I'm doing this because I care about you and I love you. So watch some more Kachmann Wellness talks. Thanks. Let's have a great year.